Hello. Let's make 8 packs. Sorry, that was a quick click. Sugar Dragon tends to put you in red heavily. Carries a lot of weight, obviously. Even new players can appreciate the dragon. Now this is interesting. Knowing Zombie is certainly better than Barrage of Expendables. However, I've got 2 red cards and a lot of good reason to go into red. And I won't necessarily play the Zombie, although it's amazing. Do I need the Barrage? It'll make things really easy. It's really good. I have to do it. I think it's funny because half the time I would pick the other guy, but I don't think it's right. Might as well just commit. And there's a gift. I don't know, there's no debate here. It's ridiculous. This guy's better than any card here. So far, so good. I want to listen to some music. As much as I like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can't use the letters that are hotkeys. Oh, I almost didn't want to play it. This has got to be slower and is maybe not even playable. Let's see. Let it work for a minute. Can't even move. Let's see. Just like shaking my head back and forth. Well, I'm surprised the computer's been this good. I guess I probably won't be able to do that smoothly. Try again. Getting better, but not that much. And sorry, I'm sure this is terribly annoying. Just totally making sure I can't do this because I wouldn't mind playing this right now. No, okay. We're outie. Maybe this will work. One of these ones. Slow. It's a no-go. They're trying to keep up.
Deep in the jungle, are
Trying
living
so hard.
some little men and women. They are our past. Maybe they are our future.
It's sort of nice when I close something like that. It works a little easier. Shiva Skunk is good. Golden Dragon 1, I believe I've actually made it. I don't care who's going to fight me though. I mean, that's the optimistic fighter attitude, right? No point on thinking you're gonna lose. I'm not sure how viable mono green is in m14. I'm sure it'll work often, but I mean compared to the other colors. Generally just because you don't have as much removal. There's a little bit I think now, but for mono green, it just means that it's not as good compared to red, for example, or black. Traditionally, see how my collection is doing. So I gave away, traded, well, sold essentially or whatever, 10 of these guys at 3.2 ticks each. So that's what I've gotten rid of from the original whatever investment that I showed on the video last. It's funny I had to word it there because I haven't posted that one. So I'm referring to something that will be done, but happened before this. And my last hardcore world. Man, it's so much. It's so fun though. The fact that it's really serious and you can't die. Oh, because I didn't have the headphones on, I couldn't hear the zombie. .30 4:30 in the morning, perfect time. There are the least amount of people out. Although I suppose the deadest time would probably be around 4, just a guess. First, man, I've got so much good food. Got veggie dogs, and chips, juices, oranges. Pardon me, I'm yawning. It's funny because I swear to God I'll never be able to not appreciate food for the rest of my life. Just go hungry due to your own stupidity a couple times, and it'll sink in forever how much you like food. It's like you hear the stories about whatever POWs and stuff. Can you imagine? Just like, I don't know, I can't. I'd be like, oh my God. If I had no option, like no choice in whether or not I could eat at all. Like I always had, when I did it was just me being stupid. Not wanting to go beg to houses or something, you know. But I had the option of doing that, as opposed to being trapped or something. Just being hungry. Fuck. It's funny though, because I do like being hungry. I enjoy the anticipation or whatever, but I want to be able to eat too. Golden Dragon 1. Oh my God. Fucking #1 Golden Dragon. CD or whatever you want to call it. It's gotta be over soon. Not that I mind. I hate when things have to be over at all. Wish I had like a playlist that would just go on forever kind of. You could just loop it or whatever. Loop something, but hate when things have to stop. if he's one of those guys who plays the land post-combat. Well, shit. Huh. I think I'll give him a chance to block. I was gonna just kill it, but I don't think that's smart. Wow. I didn't expect that. Okay, just save my shock, I suppose. I think it's worth it. Kind of stupid. I should have waited for him to attack maybe or something. See if he wanted to give me a flying pumpable guy. This has got like a nice macaroni feel to it. Nice is the right word. No, it's funky. A little hypnotic. It's stupid of me to do this. Think of what kills creatures though as an instant that I'd want to wait to do this post-combat for. It's probably something okay. Yeah, it's funny, I don't know, I would love to use some of these, but I suppose they got cut. These just being as good as they are, just not necessary. I mean, I've got the Ship's Embrace as the thing like that, helping creatures or whatever, you know. Just removal, just whatever, straight good creatures. Just Is it the same song over again? My dreams have come true, it's Groundhog Day. No, once more, just sort of at the end, I guess. It's like the same song kind of thing. Comes full circle. I won't even make the joke that you can imagine I would make. Duress is always playable, never to be mocked. Huh. Fine. I should maybe trade, I don't know. I don't know if that was correct either. Molten Birth would be kind of techy, I don't know. Block both those guys. Just trying to be aggressive, I suppose. Taking advantage of the fact that he's screwed. So far. Trying to jump all over it, that no mercy thing. I just have so many games that I just get lax and just sort of give up my guard just a little bit and cost you, and it's the worst. That's like amateur. No. I'm just kidding. It's cool though, he's got a style for sure. I think of people who play Duress as like smart, kind of, and that's weird, but I'm sort of biased on it. It's just like the evil genius tech kind of stuff, just master plans and stuff. I hope he doesn't rip out planes. Either way, he's only got 2 cards. I'm looking in good shape. Nice. I love how he's surviving off, like, no land. It's cool. This could be close. That thing could wreck me. We'll see. Oh, thank you, Deep Forest. To the mixed martial arts news.
And Johnny Hendricks is going to get a payday on the ship this week. But up first are this week's newsmakers.
Such a sucker for mixed martial arts these days. Best sport.
The main event
Most
of
exciting anyways.
7 will see the return to Las Vegas for welterweight champion George St. Pierre as he meets 2-time NCAA Division I wrestling champion Johnny Hendricks, who rides a 6-fight win streak into Las Vegas in hopes of dethroning St. Pierre, who has held the title for 5.5 years.
Hendricks lost to Rick Stories fighting Ebersol, Brian Ebersol, in this event. Who I think will win. I don't think I play the Pyromancer. I think I probably pump this thing. I don't know. should have thought about it longer.
Except for one.
It's time! One punch knockout power of Big Rig. Oh! Just like that! Boom!
For Johnny Hendricks, earning the right to become the #1 contender was an arduous task, but it was one that he accomplished definitively after defeating some of the biggest names in the 170-pound category.
I earned it! GSP, please, give me that!
As a former NCAA Division I wrestler, Hendricks will have the chance to put his grappling skills to the test against one of the best MMA wrestlers in the game.
20 seconds in, take down GSP.
With overall well-roundedness lying in the champion's favor, the one ace that Hendricks has up his sleeve is his heavy left hand.
Wow!
The question is, can Big Rig penetrate through GSP's conservative approach and sucker the champ into a dirty scrap?
He's going to try to take me down. He's not going to want to stay on the field with me. And I definitely got a lot heavier hands than he does. If he tries to
I don't think that's necessarily true. It's funny. He talks about not wanting to stay on the feet. I don't know, like, GSP can stay on the feet if he wants.
As St. Pierre prepares to make his 21st appearance inside the octagon, rumors of retirement hover over the champion's home base.
It's such a difficult thing to go through these training camps for George because they're so difficult, you know, in terms of intensity, volume. It's not that he's getting too old, it's just that he's got to start training more normal, more relaxed. He's had 11 world title fights. That's just world title fights. Could you imagine doing 11 world title training camps? It's a lot on the body. It's a lot of miles.
There is more than just the title on the line. For St. Pierre, it's about building a legacy and becoming the greatest mixed martial artist of all time.
I'm confident I can beat him everywhere. I'm better than him everywhere.
For Johnny Hendricks, it's about finally grasping the gold,
I'm confident I can beat him.
defeating an icon,
I know I can beat him.
and becoming
That
the face of
is
the
nice.
division.
It's time for somebody else.
It's funny, I don't even want to kill this almost now. I think I have to, though, I
St. Pierre
suppose.
has only tasted defeat twice in his career and has had his arm raised in his last
I almost want
11
to just kill
fights.
that wall.
Pundits argue if Hendricks' unique blend of high-caliber wrestling
But,
and knockout
I don't know,
power
that could be
solve
really
the St.
dangerous.
Pierre riddle. We defer to our pros panel and get their thoughts on this welterweight title bout.
Johnny Hendricks is a guy that doesn't care about who you are. He's gonna go out there in his hillbilly way, just strong arm you, throw you down, and beat you up.
George is superior athlete. I think he'll get it down and you know, play his game.
Phenomenal champion. He's always coming up with ways to win, always coming up with a new formula to beat guys at their own game and things like that.
The way Johnny Hendricks can close distance is almost inhuman.
I would just tell Johnny Hendricks if I was to him, just keep throwing bombs.
Remember Matsela and St. Pierre, you know, who
Throwing
connected
bombs.
that punch, changed the fight.
He's dangerous. He have a big rocket on his hand, it's true. But George, he have many weapons in
Who's going to take that wall?
danger
That's,
from everywhere.
seems now like the stupidest thing possible.
Come from his left hand, like
Not
always,
sure.
and it's going to come in the first round.
Just the fact that George has been in so many title fights and
You can
has
take
so
that
many
sliver.
rounds under his belt and lost to how many? Maybe one round in the last 50. I think he just plays the game too well and he's too experienced for Johnny.
He's not going to take any chances in this fight, especially somebody who's got a lot of power like Johnny.
There's wrestlers, then there's wrestlers, and then there's wrestlers. And Johnny Hendricks, he's a wrestler.
He's a strong guy. He's relentless. He goes forward, and he's gonna be able to stop GSP
Davis
shots.
is funny.
He says he's a better wrestler. That's what everybody said, but they still get taken down and they still get held down.
I believe
That's what everybody
GSP is not
said.
gonna be
It's
able to
true.
use his jab against him.
I can see him frustrating Johnny Hendricks with the jab where he gets to the point where he wants to throw those looping shots, and George will be able to drop in.
I see GSP taking him down, you know, controlling him, doing what he does best, which is fight smart and be strategic.
I'm gonna go with the OSU Cowboy.
I see GSP being able to survive in the first couple rounds and grind out a win. I'm going to go with Johnny Hendricks.
Right now, in that moment, nobody can beat St. Pierre.
If George is smart, he'll play the frustrating game with his jab like he does, take him down and go for an arm lock, key lock, kimura, and just break that arm off.
Lost in the shuffle.
I'm sure I butchered this game already.
With former 205-pound champion Rashad
Thinking
Evans
about
beating
this
Chael
week's
Sonnen.
UFC.
Back-to-back losses for John Jones and Antonio Rosario
God.
Nogueira. Evans had his arm raised this past
Okay,
Tuesday
what do I
against
do
Evans,
here?
While Sonnen also ended a 2-fight losing skid in his last outing.
I don't think I want to
On Saturday
any
night
of
at
those
the
through.
MGM Grand Garden Arena, the UFC on Fox
Sorry,
commentary
Pyromancer.
team with
I
Chael
don't know.
Sonnen and Rashad Evans will come face to face in the
Block.
octagon. Both fighters come into the bout following a win, with Suga scoring a split decision over Dan Henderson, while the American Gangsta upset former champion Shogun Rua by a first-round guillotine choke.
Chael's got it. He's got it.
As the two friends collide, the majority of Sonnen's trash talk has been directed towards his next opponent.
Vanderlei Silva. 6 feet tall and 205 pounds. Boy, until I met you, I didn't know they could stack crap that high.
And his high-level wrestling may be neutralized by Evans' speed and athleticism.
Chael, I'm gonna out-wrestle you. Easy.
So tune in Saturday night, because Chael says so.
Sonnen versus Evans, November 16th. Write that down, and we will see you all on pay-per-view.
Well, I don't see
Johnny
any
Hendricks
choice.
stands at the front of the contenders line at 170
Wait, I was gonna
pounds.
say,
Another
other
bout
than
on
stealing
Saturday
that wall,
could move Rory McDonald or Robbie
I don't know
Lawler
if
that
that's
much
smart though,
closer to the
actually.
front. Lawler has impressed since returning to the UFC this past February.
Just realized I
over
can
Josh
just
Koscheck
attack.
and Bobby Volker.
In a
He's
classic
got
battle
something,
of
he's got
old school
something.
versus new school, Robbie Lawler will look to continue his career resurgence against a man many call the future of the welterweight division.
Yeah,
Rory
he's like
McDonald.
amazing.
When Ruthless
Rory
made his
McDonald
UFC
is
debut
amazing.
way back in May of 2002.
He's only lost to
Aries
Condit,
was
where it
only
was just a
praised.
cut, basically. That
However, after
stopped it.
going just 3-5 during his stint in Strikeforce,
It's like
many
last
felt that
minute,
Lawler's time
he's
at the top of the
surviving, he was
sport may have been
defending
winding
himself,
down.
he just
After moving to
had
welterweight
huge
for
blood
his
going.
UFC return, things have changed.
Oh yeah,
First,
he
knocked
gained
out
life.
Josh
Oh my
Koscheck in his
god.
return to the octagon,
The worst
and then
player ever.
dominated Bobby Volker
Hands
at UFC
down.
on Fox 8. After four
Oh my
straight wins,
god, I
McDonald
deserve
would
that
face Jake Ellenberger
so
on the same
bad.
card with very different results.
Seriously, just my fault.
2 feet away from me.
Ugh,
Said,
I'm the worst.
That wasn't me tonight. I wasn't myself.
Not paying attention. I was actually gonna steal it too. I was like, oh, I'll steal it. Then I was like, oh wait, why do I want to steal it? I forgot that I planned to steal it.
Not only do I
Ugh.
belong in the top 5, I should be fighting George St. Pierre.
I guess I still win though. Hopefully, if he plays a land or
Lawler
something.
has always been known
Or,
for his massive punching power, but a move to American
Lost
top
Soul
Team
or
seems
something.
to have shored up the rest of his game. However, the hard-hitting southpaw has shown a weakness off of his back in the past, which McDonald will likely try to exploit. Will Lawler send McDonald back to the classroom, or will Aries continue his rise up the welterweight ranks?
At only 24
Thankfully,
years of age, the ceiling
I
appears
don't
very
deserve
high
this.
for DC native McDonald as he meets the scrappy veteran Lawler. McDonald drew equal praise and criticism for his method of defeating Jake Ellenberger this
Yeah,
past
his
summer.
last fight was
Consult our
not
panel of
amazing.
pros for their analysis of this 170
It was
pounds.
good he won, but it wasn't exciting.
I think
really.
that this
It was
is the
alright.
best Robbie Lawler
I don't care how people fight.
I've ever seen. I really believe he's peaking as an athlete and as a fighter.
I go for McDonald.
Best.
New blood, new guy.
Robbie Lawler's going to come out swinging and hitting hard. So
Excuse me.
if Rory uses more of his wrestling, maybe takes the fight to the ground, I think he has a good chance.
I just don't think he has what it takes to put Rory away in this fight. I feel Rory's just way too skilled.
Being a better overall mixed martial artist gives Rory McDonald the win.
Vitor Belfort notched his third consecutive victory this past Saturday, stopping
Taxi
Dan
it.
Henderson. The run Belfort is on has been scrutinized due to his exemption for TRT, despite a failed steroid test in 2006. The source of controversy was addressed this past weekend by UFC President Dana White in Brazil.
There's no reason why Vitor Belfort can't fight in Las Vegas or anywhere else in the United States. And Vitor Belfort has not been abusing TRT. In a million years, I would never
He
let
shouldn't
that
even be
happen.
taking it
Ever.
in an even playing
And
field.
we are
I don't care if he
joined along
does,
here with
but
John Ramdian, and it's the hot
it's
topic
ridiculous.
right now with Vitor Belfort. It seems that Dana White, it seems that he's not fully understanding the argument. I don't think anyone is disagreeing that he can get licensed to fight in Nevada. The question is, will he be given a TRT exemption in Nevada, given that he failed a test within Nevada in 2006?
Of course, Dana White's job is to confuse everybody because he needs Vitor Belfort to make money. Vitor Belfort's still one of the most exciting fighters in the world, so you can understand why the promoter would be trying to confuse everybody.
You are not going to confuse us with Robin Black. What are you guys going to tell us about on 3 Rounds today?
Is UFC 167
maybe if I cover
the
that,
greatest
it'll help
pay-per-view
the
of all
memory.
time? Whoa, we'll tell you the answer to that
It's
later in the show.
I can't wait. I'm
layman's
not going to
theory.
order the pay-per-view now. They're going to tell me right next on 3 Rounds. Welcome back to the show. It's John Pollock with you and our look towards UFC.
I'm sorry my videos are so ADD. I just don't know if I'm gonna make them this long, which I want to do. It's
anniversary.
like a little
Where were you for UFC 1? The pride of Prescott, Ontario.
That's
tearing it up.
tension.
Yeah, that's exactly
I
where I was. Unfortunately, I was not
just a little
in
bit
Toronto until a couple years later when I got a
at
chance
times.
to see a number of UFCs on VHS back in the day. Of course, there was no George St. Pierre back in the old days of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, but he is definitely the poster boy of 2013. UFC 167 going down in Sin City on November 16th. The question has to be asked, is this the greatest card of all time, considering the fact you have the poster boy, one of the pound-for-pound greatest fighters of all time, one of the greatest challenges in Johnny Hendricks, both guys in the prime of their careers.
I don't even want to play the Pyromancer actually now.
How does it stack up considering you have
I should
George,
just play the Molten
you have
Birth first.
Rory, you have Robbie Lawler, you have Josh Koscheck, Tyron
Mind
Woodley,
you,
Rashad Evans, Chael Sonnen, some
I
of the
don't know.
biggest names
I think it
of
makes
all
too much
mixed
sense, I
martial
guess.
arts. How does this card stack up to some of the other great cards in the history of the
I'll
Ultimate
just
Fighting
not be able to attack
I
probably for a
think
little
to
while.
people that are really obsessively
I imagine.
interested in fighting, people that give a rat's ass about who's the best today, what's going to happen next year, how does this all lead up, what's relevant. This is an immense card. Does it have the immense name value of some of the cards of the past? Is there a Brock Lesnar kicking around?
You
No.
have George.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what's interesting about George? You could like throw a rock and hit 7 guys who will say, oh, that guy's boring. And yet 100 million people want to see this guy fight. Everybody wants to see George St. Pierre fight. And it's because you're curious about what he's going to do. You have this feeling, everybody kind of says, oh, he's going to like be elusive, he's going to work his jab, he's going to work takedowns. But we all know in this case, and that doesn't stop anyone from watching him, no matter what they say. He's the
Maybe
most
take it
fun
once.
fighter ever. But
It's terrible to
what's
block it,
interesting about
but
this one is the typical
I think I'll do
strategies
it.
that he employs feel like they won't
Especially
work.
because if I rip something
I think one of the other
like a
reasons why this card
1-1,
is so intriguing is
I don't
because
know,
the
one
fact
flyer
that
or
you said
something.
it yourself in the past that we could be
would
watching
be
the last number of fights of
not
George
as good
St.
to be able
Pierre.
to play that.
We've heard from his mentor, Christophe Madou, recently
interesting.
saying on the Underground that, if George
Wait, I
really
suppose
holds
for a
and
Mark
hangs
and
it up
Vampire or
inside
something
the cage,
and react with my
make this fight
outrage.
against Johnny Hendricks your last and pass the torch on to Rory McDonald. And
I
I think that's one of the other reasons why this card is so intriguing. Is this the last fight of George St. Pierre? I have a feeling, again, it's all smoke and mirrors. And if George St. Pierre gets past Johnny Hendricks and he looks at the rest of the welterweight division, save for his good friend, of course, Rory McDonald, that it's like, it's kind of a cakewalk from here. I've already faced the best guys in the welterweight division. I beat Condit, I beat Nick Diaz.
Maybe I just wait to 2-for-1 something
The list goes
with this.
on and on. So what's
Save
left
this
is
for
170 pounds for
a
George
bigger
St.
creature,
Pierre.
or do
But
I
of
take
course,
2? That's the
guy's
question.
already established
I
his
think I'll just take
legacy.
2 once at least.
You
Wait
anticipate
and see if we
that
play
George
something
is
better,
gonna do
maybe
something
now.
he hasn't done in quite some time.
No,
That's
in
the
his approach
weird way to
this
approach
fight,
it,
I
like
think
the
one of the smart
half-assed way,
choices
but
is the
might be
counter
correct, I don't know.
You get the feeling if you get stuffed on a takedown early, that's not a good thing. And fleeing the distance
I don't know,
is really not a good thing against this guy. This guy closes distance. I mean, the camera is 30 feet from here, but if I was Johnny Hendricks, I could punch it right in the middle.
I don't know, I don't want to take 2 for no reason again, I suppose.
He's going to be throwing punches at you
Probably
anyway.
not
You
worth
can't
it,
flee.
but
Instead, step in, move your head,
just
and
1 for 1.
counterpunch.
3 mana for 3
Roar
mana.
towards you like
It's
a
alright.
car, hit it with another car and put it unconscious. That's definitely a strategy. It's not one we've seen George use in a while, but it's a good one. I also think we might see him fight from the southpaw stance a little bit. I'm super excited to see how this plays.
Yeah, it's going to be a great card. George St. Pierre's teammate, Rory McDonald, will also be in as he's taken on Robbie Lawler. And everybody's like, well, you know, Rory's peaking at the same time as George. They brought in Ricky Story, the guy that beat Johnny Hendricks. So he's going to be in tip-top form on
do I
Saturday
waste
night.
this right now?
I think they're forgetting the fact that Robbie Lawler, training with Hector
I
Lombard,
guess
the
so.
American top team, training with Thiago
I don't know.
Alves, training with Jason High and Tyron Woodley, who will also be on the card peaking on Saturday night. Those two guys, outstanding wrestlers. So you have to imagine for Robbie Lawler, his game plan has been keep this fight standing. I have Tyron Woodley shooting on me nonstop in the training room. And Jason High. Keep this fight standing and do what very few people have done and make Rory McDonald pay if he decides to stand and trade.
Yeah, well, we all know that Rory McDonald's the next one. He's the next great one. He's an incredible fighter. But you talk to people, they're like, oh, yeah, this one's Rory. It's just like, maybe you don't know who this guy is. Maybe you don't know who he's fighting. And like you mentioned, still only 29 years old-ish. He's still a young man, and I don't know. This is a much closer fight. If I had to pick, I'd pick Rory based on the momentum he's had over the last few years. But this is a very close, very explosive fight. Someone could be unconscious, and it could be either guy.
Quickly, the welterweight division definitely impacted at UFC 167. We got to talk about fight of the night. I'm picking Donald Cerrone and Evan Dunham. I'm sure you're picking the same thing. Is it as simple as Dunham tries to look for a takedown?
No idea.
Donald Cerrone plays off of his back? Or is it no way? These guys take the center of the cage, slug it out. Whoever falls, falls, and the winner will have his arm raised.
Yeah, I think the first 5 minutes is let's meet here and see who the alpha is in this situation. And the answer might happen when one of them is lying unconscious. Flip the coin, man. These guys are both badasses. It's fight of the night on any card. It's a great one.
And you talk about badasses. Sergio Pettis making his Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Of course, if I get countered there or something, I deserve
from
it.
the younger brother of the UFC.
Probably not best to wait. I don't know.
Just show his
Really
basics
don't.
and his fundamentals and be sound and be smart and get
Probably gonna kill that anyways, but you can catch it 2 for 1.
John,
You might almost have to at this point to try to help stabilize.
These guys are going to light it up. However, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of decisions on the card, and that could let a lot of people down.
It could be, but there's certainly quite a bit of momentum, and I think with people with that Chris Weidman win fresh in their minds and the idea this could be St. Pierre's last fight, I think this one is going to be a big one on Saturday in terms of buys. UFC 167 will be Saturday night, and for all of the analysis after the card, be sure to catch next Monday's edition of 5 Rounds. John Ramsey and Robin Black will break it down right here on Fight Network.
Pretty good.
We're going to take a short time out, but we're coming back with Johnny
Probably
Hendricks
better
on the
than
show
mine.
and this week's viral video.
Why did I play that land? I don't know. Don't know what I could change.
We're back on Fight News now, and in addition to UFC 167, there is other fight action this weekend, and Fight Network is where you want to be. Friday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern for ONE FC Warrior Spirit, and then we have live kickboxing courtesy of Infusion on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. But right now, we're going to head on over to Priscilla.
What I deserve, of course, for 16 lands.
She has a special guest on this week.
But is it good enough? I think not. I have to rip that land, and I might not.
Thanks to our friends at MMA
Now I'm almost forced to just hope to rip a couple in a row. I don't want to go to 5. I'm probably going to get 1 land as well. Got a lot going on if I do get 2 lands in a row, basically. It's difficult. I don't know. Let me think about this.
So let's go shopping. We really didn't do a lot of comic books. But what I did is now I watch a lot of stuff off like anime. I get to see some of these older ones. I got to watch, Thundercats,
I'm torn.
He-Man, G.I. Joe.
I really think mulls are like something you should not use if at all possible. I mean, just like worst case scenario, use it. That's it.
I didn't like the new one. They made him where he
I'm
had
more likely to get a worse
being in his
hand,
wrist,
a worse hand rather than this, I suppose.
But they say that in the
Right,
older
like 1 land.
I
I don't know.
definitely
I'll
like
probably
the
see 1
fact
land with 5.
he doesn't have
I
to
could get
build
2, of
routines
course, if
and
I'm
run
lucky, but I don't
You
know.
know there's a female Hulk?
She's scary looking.
Right? X-Men, I watched a lot of X-Men.
I
I
have
like
no
X-Men.
clue.
I like Yoda. I like
It's
some of
probably
the stuff.
terrible.
So,
I'm
you
like
know,
regretting it already, but like I ripped 2 lands in a row. I don't know. I've got like removal is all I was thinking of. Like even if I don't rip lands like for a while, like turn 5, I can kill something. I don't even know. I'm so bad. That's probably terrible. Yeah, like I said, I regret it already, but whatever. Doesn't
The
matter.
reason why is because he gets in rigs anyway.
Yeah.
Heals like that. So that would be the best guy because you can take chances. Almost every character has died or they can be defeated almost to death, right? So the only one that comes back the strongest
Don't
is
listen to anything I say ever
Wolverine.
again.
The only way to really
I
kill
don't
him is
deserve
probably
it.
cut it as hard. The only person I think that would be better than him is Hulk. Once you make him mad, he's pretty much indestructible, right?
Have you ever had a Hulk moment?
A couple times. In training, somebody does something they're not supposed to, I finish it fairly quick. Usually 1 or 2 punches later, my coaches are telling me to get away.
I don't know. Maybe
This one. I saw the price, so I had to put it back. I was like, for $225, I don't want to break it, and I didn't want to drive it. Yeah, I like the Transformers. My daughter, she likes sort of that kind of stuff. So that's probably what I'm going to look at. My oldest one, she sort of likes my taste. So she likes Barbie dolls and that kind of stuff, but she also likes Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
No, I do have. not dress up, but I do have to play T.
Do you have a voice you use for the
My
No,
bad.
I use my own. I'm like, honey, she's a little deeper voice. I guess we should pick something we've seen a lot.
I'm the worst ever.
She'll love it. I hope. Hello, my name's Johnny Hendricks. Thanks to the shift, I was able to get my daughter a sweet tank here at the Hero store. Awesome.
That's it for the shift this week. Back over to you, John.
Thank you very much, Priscilla, and it wouldn't be a complete week without our viral video. I have no idea what's about to grace my eyes, but let's find out. There you go, a young dinosaur in the making in that child. That was incredible. That is going to wrap up this week's edition of Fight News Now. UFC 167 is this
I wanted to
Saturday
catch the
night
end
from
of
Las
it.
Vegas, and the best way to get prepared is by catching 1FC this Friday morning, 7:30 Eastern. I'll be here. I hope you are as well. Thank you to Johnny
Oh my
Hendricks for
God.
stopping
I
by
wanna
the shift,
scoop.
all of the members of our pros panel for their breakdowns, and on behalf of John Ramdine, Robin Black,
I
Priscilla
cannot do
Fairbairn,
it,
the
though.
Fight Network crew, I'm John Pollock. Enjoy the fights this weekend.
I'm just doing this to stay strong. Because of the fact that it is possible to win still. And not so anymore, I believe. Lesson learned? Yeah. I don't know. I like to say I'll never do that again, though, but why did I keep that? What was I thinking? I didn't even have any 2-drops. Okay, the lesson is I make terrible mistakes sometimes. That's it. See you later.